Hi everyone, welcome back to Blossom Living with POI. I hope you're all safe and keeping well. Now, the weather here today is magnificent, so I decided it was a perfect day for me to shoot a video. On today's video, I'm going to be sharing my vision board with you guys, which I created 2 years ago. I created this vision board because I wanted something that I could reflect on a daily basis on how important my health and wellness is to me in terms of care and self-love. So I'm so excited to be doing this video, and let's get into sharing that. So this is the board, and yeah, this is one of my favorite picture here, this one here. So each of these pictures has a meaning to them, and I'm going to be sharing that with you today. I'm going to be really brief with the meanings. I'm not going to go too in depth with them. And yes, so this is one of my favorite picture, followed by this. I do like all the pictures, but this one here for me is a deep one. I'm going to be starting with this very first picture here. I hope you guys can see that. So you can see the head going down, you can see the flowers, you can see here. It's such a beautiful picture. This picture here represents my emotional expression toward POI, especially when I was first diagnosed with POI. It represents how I felt and about POI, the anger, the despair, the frustration, the questions to the universe. Why me? Why was I diagnosed with this condition? You know, after all I have been through, what did I do wrong to deserve this? So this really expresses those emotions and how I felt and still feel sometimes. And it also represents acceptance and self-awareness. Acceptance being, okay, I've accepted that I'm going through this. I've accepted that, there's nothing I can do to change it. I can only take control and have power over what I can in terms of my health. And self-awareness being that I'm aware that I might not be able to have my own biological child in the future. I might not be able to carry my own child in the future. I'm aware of this, and I'm educating myself daily to be aware of all the risk that's involved with POI, to have power over what I can have power over in terms of my health, my body, my mind, my soul. So that's what this really represents. So the second picture is this one here. I hope you can see that. So you can see how scattered things are in this picture. Nothing is in order. Things are all coming out from the drawers. And you can see she's hugging herself there to represent self-love, self-care. And you can just see everything is so messy. So this really represents how uncertain things are. I don't know what's going to happen in the future. Things are not always going to be on the straight line, and I might not get answers to those questions that I have, that why me. So that's what that picture really represents. And also that picture represents emotions as well too, that it's okay to acknowledge and process your emotions. It's okay to cry when you need to cry. It's okay to scream when you need to scream, because I was that kind of person in the past. Where I didn't want to talk about my POI. I didn't want to acknowledge my emotions, the anger that I had in me. I didn't want to join groups. I didn't want to do anything. I just went about my life. And I noticed that those emotions were coming out in other ways in my life. So I really had to learn how to process them. I really had to learn how to accept them. And, so I'm able to understand them better and able to understand those emotional triggers. So that's what this picture represents, and also ends the reason why I'm on YouTube here sharing my own story. I wouldn't have thought 10 years ago that I would be here sharing my story, telling you guys about me and what I'm going through with all of you out there, because I really had to go through this process. The next picture is this one here. It says, be gentle with yourself. You're doing the best that you can. So I always have to remind myself to be gentle with myself, because I do have the tendency to be hard on myself. And especially when sometimes I forget the simplest things, I get really hard with myself. And I'm like, what is wrong with you? How can you forget something that simple? So I have to remember to be gentle with myself that I'm doing the best that I can. And then the next one is one day at a time. So one day at a time is, each day comes with its own dilemma. Each day comes with its own emotional trauma. So it's very important to just take each day at a time, trying to predict what tomorrow is going to be against today. That's really not good for you, because you're already going through so much in a day. So you just have to take each day at a time. Just remember to always take each day at a time. It's hard most times, but it's something that I always it's something that I always remind myself to practice each day. The next one is this one here. Can you guys read that? So it says, you're never alone. You're never alone. So it's good to know that you're never alone, that, there's other women out there going through similar things that you are. There are women out there that you can relate with. And I always say that, you can relate with people, but you can never fully understand their struggle or their pain. POI is so different for everybody, and we can all relate, but we can never fully understand, how HRT affects another woman. We can never fully understand how someone is feeling that particular pain, but we can all relate. So it's very important to know that you're never alone. There are other people out there that you can interact with. Again, that was something that took me a while, because I didn't want to talk about it. I was not open to any group. And I think it's okay to be ready at your own time, because you never want to feel pushed. At your own time when you feel ready. Because when you feel ready, then you're able to talk about it. You're able to then join groups. You're able to interact in groups. You're able to then open to asking questions to other women. You're open then to meet other women. So I think sometimes it's okay to be at your own pace. But again, to always remember that you're not alone. There are other people you can talk to. So, and then the next one is this one here. It says good vibe only. And when I talk about good vibe, you're already going through all this already. So you always want to have a good vibe around you. You always want to have, especially with people you have around you. If you have someone, for me personally, there have been people that I had to cut out because they always had a negative vibe around them, and I was not willing to welcome those negative vibe around me or whatsoever, because I was already going through so much. I wanted to create a positive vibe around me, as much as I can, with people they're the kind of people that educate me, inspire me, motivates me, laugh with me, not at me. I always try to create a positive vibe around me. The next one on the list is this one here. So it says self-care is not selfish. So self-care can relate to anything. And for me, self-care relates to my health, my body, my mind, and my soul. And self-care can also relate to the simplest things like getting a massage, face mask, doing your nails, and things like that. I was never the kind of person that liked massage because I don't like people touching me. But I've noticed that getting a massage when your body is achy really does help. Doing your nails when you need to, putting a face mask, those are all part of self-care. And self-care can also relate to, good vibe as well, the kind of people you have around you as well, to protect your aura, So self-care is not selfish, especially we're going through so much already. We really want to take care of ourselves. So that's what that means for me. So we're going to move over to the other side. Before we move to the next side, I almost forgot about this one here. So it says, it is not overreacting to ask for what you want and need. And the reason why I have this here is because I recognize that when I was first diagnosed, I didn't know much about POI or anything like that. Over the years being on HRT, you notice your body, I noticed that my body began to change, and there was so much going on with me, and that also prompts a lot of questions. So I had a lot of questions that I needed to ask. So, and most of the times, like when I went to my appointments, I don't know about anybody else, I was made to feel that my questions were irrelevant, that I was asking stupid questions. I've learned that it is not overreacting to, ask for what you want. It is not overreacting to ask questions, especially when it relates to your health, because you are the one that's going through this. You only know how you feel. So, it's always, there's no such thing as a stupid question, because if you never ask, you never know. So you never feel ashamed to ask questions. So that's what that is there for me for. So this is the next section. So this here represents how important my fitness is to me, and how important my health, what I eat. You can see here it says make yourself proud. So that means that I'm not doing this for anybody else. I'm doing this for myself. So it's so important for me to work out when I need to work out, especially those days where I don't feel like working out, I don't feel like doing anything. It's important that I need to do this for myself. I need to do this for my present self and my future self. I need to work on making myself stronger. I need to make sure I eat the right food that's needed for me. So this is really kind of self-explanatory, but it's good to have this right in front of me there, that those days I'm like, oh no, you know what, I don't want to do anything today. I look at this as a motivation to myself. I'm like, okay, Anita, we got to work out. We got to do that for ourselves. With POI, we know that your health is so important. It's also important to look after your bones, be as strong as you can for yourself. So this is what this is really all about for me. And yeah, so that kind of concludes the video. You can see how everything comes together. It is so important. So that's what this is all about. So that concludes the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I did. So I want to ask if there's anybody else out there that has something similar to this that you do, or something that is completely different. If you guys can share that with me. If you don't want to leave a comment below, you can DM me on Instagram. That's what this community is all about, to respect each other privacy. And if you give me consent, I'll be able to share it on my Instagram story. If not, we can just keep it between us. Until my next video, I'll see you guys next time. Take care of yourself. Bye.